So joining me now in Los Angeles, Pacific Palisades area resident, Gregg Champion. Gregg, thanks for joining us tonight. You've had a double loss, I understand, both your business and your home. I'm really sorry to hear both of those things. How are you, first of all, doing?
It's catching up with me.
Yeah.
I have a business. My business is client related. I help people get sober through my business called Startup Recovery, which is based in the Pacific Palisades. And, we sustained some damage at one of our houses. It was completely destroyed. But the other two houses were, they're standing, but they have some internal damage. But I had to focus on getting my clients to a safe place of Santa Monica. And then my focus shifted with my wife to get our kids safe out of their schools and into our car and out of the Palisades. And then lastly, we had to go unpack our house and get as much as we can within an hour thing. So it was really a trifecta of stress. And what's really weighing on me is watching my three daughters process this. Their little hearts and their little brains just can't wrap themselves around what happened. Because I'm going to be real honest with you that, one of the reasons we chose to raise our family in the Pacific Palisades, it's one of the safest towns in the world.
Yeah.
And over the last 3 days, we have shown our children that that's not the truth.
I'm looking at a picture we just had up of you with your family, and the younger two look really young. Do they even sort of understand what is happening?
The youngest one doesn't. She keeps saying home, home, and we haven't been home in 3 days.
Yeah.
And then my middle daughter really is taking this hard because, just recently she redid her room like all tweeners do,
Yeah.
and she had Taylor Swift on one side and Sabrina Carpenter on the other, and really was making it her own place, and all that was gone. And so I know. And here's the other thing: we're on a text message thread with 11 other families from our soccer team. All 11 families lost their homes.
Oh my goodness. Now what for you? Have you had a chance yet, because you've lost so much over several days? Have you had a chance to consider what you're going to do in this interim period, where you're going to live, if your children can go back to school at some point? Has any of that crossed your mind yet?
It crosses your mind. It's just we haven't made any choices or decisions yet. The schools have all reached out to us via email saying, hey, we're on hold, at least for this week. We may have to move to a digital platform, which, obviously, that's what we did during COVID 2 or 3 years ago. But in terms of there's no part of the Palisades I can return to. It's done.
Yeah.
It's over. And so we're looking at different neighborhoods in Manhattan Beach or Culver City, or even as far as San Diego to relocate, where I'm originally from. But again, it's crossing my mind, as you asked, but I'm not making decisions. And luckily, part of Startup Recovery is we have apartments in Santa Monica, which is about 4 miles away from the Palisades. And that's where we're hunkered down right now, on a 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment with my wife, 3 daughters, and our two dogs. But, we have a roof overhead. We have a few days of clothes in our bags, and we got each other. And
that's the important stuff, right? That, as you say, is the important stuff right there.
Amen.
Yeah.
Here's why. Part of the issue that happened was, as we were evacuating, traffic. People were leaving their cars, and you got stuck.
We saw some of that.
I remember hearing this is what happened in the Maui fire, and people were burned alive in their cars. Oh. And so here I was I'm in one car with a couple kids. My wife's in the car behind us with the baby. And I'm thinking to myself, this is what's going to happen. It's going to be another Maui. And luckily, I'm one of the few men that listens to their wife. And she says to me, hey, I know a shortcut if we go left instead of right. And so, like they say in life, sometimes you got to go against the grain. We went left instead of right. And she got us out on the PCH and down to Santa Monica in 20 minutes. And we're very fortunate to get out, because some people had to leave their cars behind.
I know. And some of those cars got bulldozed out of the way to make room for the fire trucks. It's been a disaster. It sounds terrifying, even just half the moments you've described, or all of it's just terrifying. Gregg, thank you for talking to us, spending some time with us. I'm glad your family's safe. I know it's a big burden with everything else, but good luck to you. Take care of yourself, take care of your family.
Yeah, thank you for having me on tonight. And you guys are doing a great job. This 24-hour news cycle of telling our story is fantastic, and we're all very grateful and appreciative of it.
Yeah, glad to spread the word. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Good night.